All right, we're going to start working with events here, and we're breaking this up into two sections just to introduce some different types of events. And an event is an action, and really, this is how you will really start to take advantage of the power of JavaScript because what you do is you have an event, like clicking a mouse, that calls a function, which is where you have all of the things that you want to do, whether that is math or whether that is changing the HTML or whether that is hiding something or moving something around or starting animation or whatever. So what we want to do is just see some of the events that you can do. And you've experienced some of these already. In this one, what we want to do is have a button, and we want to, when we click on the button, we want it to call this function here. Okay, I can't really remember how much we've gone into functions. Actually, functions is in a couple of lessons we sort of go into in more detail, but we've already done some of these things. So all we want to do here is when we click on this button, we want to call this function, and we want to create an alert box. Okay, so we click alert, parentheses, and we'll say, "Hi, Mr. O'Leary." And remember that we can mix and match those quotation marks, double quotes and single quotes. We're okay there. Okay. Right now I have the function, and it does what I want it to do, right? But it doesn't have an event associated with it, so there's no trigger. So on here on button, we want to say on click, okay? And I have a list of the some of the mouse related events over here to your right or on the assignment, and we're going to experiment with a bunch of these today. So I do on click equals, and then I call my function. Remember, this is all case sensitive, okay, so just be prepared for that. On click my function, and then you put parentheses here, and we'll talk a little bit more about why we do that in about 2 lessons. All right, but so the syntax is button, which is, or whatever it is that we want to click, on click, all lowercase. You just want to follow the case based on what the list of events is. My function, then try it. Okay. Great. So it says, "Hi, Mr. O'Leary." Now, just to show you something specifically in an alert box, if you want it to be 2 lines, let's say you have a lot of text, you just put where you want your line break, you just put a /n, and that will create the line break. Maybe it's /. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at some of these other mouse-related events. For instance, that can be a double click or on double click. So now it's not enough for me to just click it once. I have to click it twice. Of course, we have our on mouse down. Okay. So now when I click like that, it goes the first time. I don't have to even finish my click. Let's see what on mouse move looks like. The event occurs when the pointer is moving while it is over an element. Okay, so just while it's moving. And then on mouse over, we already talked about, or we've used before, sort of. We used that actually a little bit in style sheets with our buttons or navigation bar, but this is something that you can use obviously to change other elements, and we're going to use this again in our second one here. So there's right there. And then let's see, do we have any other cool ones here? So this is also, we have, as if you're going to have on mouse down, then you have to have on mouse up, right? So this is kind of neat. So you click on it, nothing happens, but then when you let go, something happens. So this is, these are the triggers that are related to the mouse. Now, also as a reminder, remember you can use you can change the inner HTML of an element as well. And a function can have multiple lines, and those are called code blocks. So let's have it be a situation where on click, we're going to change the HTML in our demo element down here. So let's remember how to do that. Document dot get lowercase element. Now each one of these is capitalized by ID. Remember, if you have problems, double check on that. Demo. And then in this situation, I'm going to do the inner HTML is going to be equal to alert created. Alert created. All right. So now it's not only going to give me, I'm going to get rid of that thing there. It's not only going to give me the alert, it's also going to, once I exit that, it's going to show me that the alert has been created by adding actually text right here. Alert created. All right. So this assignment is to create an alert that pops up when the user clicks a button, and then use some other event triggers to create alerts or change the inner HTML of the demo element. All right. So that will be a good introduction, a good review of how to add an event to an element. In this case, you're adding the on click to the button, and then to make sure that you have your function areas complete. In the next lesson, we're going to do a few more events, just giving you an overview of some of the different ways that you can trigger sending information or sending instructions to the function. And then in our next lesson, we're going to talk about how the function can receive information from the web page